welcome to our channel. If you're new, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment, or share.
Have you ever wondered about TB Joshua's seemingly unusual obsession with a white audience? This question piques our curiosity and takes us down a path of intrigue and discovery. Paul, a former associate of TB Joshua, opens up about the clergyman's fascination with white people, his so-called Oyinbo fixation. This fixation was not just a mere admiration, but a strategic move to broaden his church's reach and influence. Paul shares a telling episode where TB Joshua handed out VHS tapes of miracles and confessions to a visiting pastor from South Africa. This pastor wasn't just any visitor, but a white man, a demographic that TB Joshua was keen on attracting. The VHS tapes were not just souvenirs, but strategic tools meant to be distributed back in South Africa, in a bid to attract more white followers to his ministry. The question then arises, why this specific interest in a white congregation? Was it because of the perceived prestige, or was there a deeper, more strategic reasoning behind it? The answer, as it turns out, is a bit of both. The allure of a white congregation not only boosted the church's image, but also played a crucial role in growing the church's membership. TB Joshua's strategy turned out to be a success. The greatest thing that pumped Synagogue Church was when the foreigners started coming, Paul recalls. The influx of white members brought new energy and a sense of expansion to the church. It seemed as though the more white faces that filled the pews, the more the church thrived. This fascination with a white audience, while intriguing, also raises questions about the real motives behind TB Joshua's actions. Was it purely about spreading the gospel, or was it a calculated move to grow his following and influence? As we delve deeper into this story, we'll uncover more about the inner workings of the Synagogue Church and the man behind it all. As the foreigners started coming, the Synagogue Church began to pump with new energy and increased membership. This marked the beginning of a new era for the church, one that was characterized by growth, influence, and an obsession with a white audience. But what was the real price of this rapid expansion and shift in demographics? Behind the scenes of this burgeoning congregation, a sinister narrative was taking shape. Several women, once disciples under TB Joshua's tutelage, came forward with harrowing allegations of sexual abuse. They claimed that they were targeted not just for their faith, but for their vulnerability, and singled out due to their unmarried status. Abisola, one of TB Joshua's earliest female disciples, revealed a chilling account of her time in the church. She alleged that she was subjected to sexual abuse throughout her 14-year tenure as a member. Not only did she claim to have been raped, but she also revealed a shocking directive she received from TB Joshua himself. He asked her to find virgins for him, to bring young girls into the fold of his disciples. In the shroud of night, these girls would allegedly be called into his bedroom. Abisola recounts one such instance. "We went into his room and I stood there. He said, 'Off your clothes.' So I removed my clothes. He just pointed. So I lay down and then he raped me. He broke my virginity. I was screaming, and he was whispering in my ears that I should stop acting like a baby. I was 17 years old. I was underage," she told the BBC. This narrative was echoed by other ex-members of the Synagogue Church of all nations, painting a grim picture of the church's inner workings. The church, which was once lauded for its miracles and confessions, now stands accused of harboring a dark underbelly of manipulation and abuse. These allegations serve as a stark reminder of the potential dangers lurking beneath the surface of seemingly benevolent institutions. They underscore the importance of vigilance and the necessity for transparency and accountability in religious organizations. These allegations paint a chilling picture of the inner workings of the church, far removed from the miraculous healings and confessions presented to the outside world. And then came the tragic event of 2014 that shook the foundations of the church, both literally and metaphorically. A guest house within the premises of SCOAN Ministries in Ikotun Egbe, Lagos, suddenly collapsed on the 12th of September. The catastrophe was of a monumental scale, claiming 115 lives and leaving many others physically and emotionally scarred. The aftermath was chaotic, filled with the cries and wails of the bereaved, the injured and the shocked. Amidst this chaos, TB Joshua, the man at the helm of the church, tried to explain the inexplicable. He maintained that an aircraft hovering over the building was the cause of the collapse. A rather controversial explanation, one might say, and one that was met with skepticism, if not outright disbelief. However, whispers of a different narrative started to emerge. The church building, it was alleged, had a structural defect. This claim came from Emmanuel, an ex-worker at SCOAN, who was privy to the inner workings of the church. He was not alone in his assertions. Ray, another ex-worker, corroborated Emmanuel's claim in a conversation with the BBC. He added another layer to the narrative, stating that TB Joshua had ignored professional advice about the structural integrity of the building. Ray's words paint a picture of a man willing to disregard safety and well-being for the sake of his ambitions. The building collapse, according to Ray, is a prime example of life under TB Joshua. It's a story of concealment and cover-ups, of a man and an institution unwilling to take responsibility for their actions. This incident, according to some, is a prime example of life under TB Joshua, a life marked by a series of cover-ups. It seems that the guest house collapse of 2014 is not just a heart-wrenching tragedy, but also a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of accountability. In the light of these shocking revelations about TB Joshua, one is left to wonder about the true nature of his ministry. We've journeyed through unsettling stories of his obsession with a white audience, his disciples' targeted recruitment of vulnerable individuals, and the alleged sexual abuse within his church. We've also delved into the tragic guest house collapse, a grim reminder of the potential consequences of unchecked power and disregard for professional advice. These stories paint a picture far removed from the image of the benevolent pastor many have come to know and respect. As we continue to explore the life and ministry of TB Joshua, we are confronted with the stark reality that things are not always as they seem. It's a call to vigilance, to question, and to seek the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. As we delve deeper into the life and ministry of TB Joshua, we are reminded that things are not always as they seem. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.